It's about mid-April in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm going to talk about something called cool weather plants. These are a group of pulmonaria. These are the blooms, and they're blooming right now in the garden, and they're an early blooming cool weather plant. One of my favorites is primula. Another favorite that seems to come and go too quickly is Dutchman's breeches. The Dutchman's breeches blooms just about the same time as the giant trillium. Back in the winter, we were able to use some of the foliage from the hellebores, and now you can see how beautiful they look in April in full bloom. Just about the time some of the early spring bulbs are blooming, here comes celandine poppy. Another one of my favorite things in the garden are the ferns, and I love to watch them when they come up. One of the reasons I chose to talk about cool weather plants, I was at a garden center one time and I ran across this beautiful geranium. The name of this geranium is Martha Washington, and I thought, oh gosh, what a beautiful plant for the garden. These are annuals, and I do like geraniums, and one of my favorite colors in the garden is pink. So I selected this geranium and I brought it home a few years back, and I thought I was good to go for the whole summer. Little did I know, this is a cool weather plant. This plant loves it right now in the cool weather, and it goes through kind of what I call an icky time during the summer because it doesn't like it when it's hot. And then it comes on again in the fall. Well, if you're buying it for the first time, you're a little disappointed when it goes through that icky stage, and you might think your plant's dying. But this is a wonderful example of a cool weather plant. And I'm going to use this in my planter today. It used to be that these were a little bit harder to find, but they're pretty readily available in your local garden centers. Now, in doing this planter, I'm going to add some other plants that are also cool weather plants. Most people know about pansies being a cool weather plant. You can plant them in the early spring, or you can use them as a fall planting. Now I've chosen, these are almost a viola, but I'm going to call them a pansy because they are getting to be this big. Now I tried to pick up the dark color in this geranium to accent this planter. When you take them out of the container, I like to loosen up these bottoms. I'm lucky these aren't very root bound, but a lot of times, you know, you've all gotten those plants that are just like so hard you almost have to take a knife to them to get them separated. Believe me, if you get these a little bit loose, you're going to get a lot better plant, and they're going to grow a lot better. They're going to be able to take in the water a lot better. So I'm going to go all around the edges here. This root's a little bit tighter, so I'm going to loosen it up a little bit. Up my planters with my sheet moss. A lot of people like to get this kind of wet before you use it. It's not a bad idea. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Today I'm just using it dry. We're going to have a rainy day here after a while. I'll set this planter out and I'll let Mother Nature do the watering today. If you know me, I love the birds and I love to make birdhouses. And I just can't leave well enough alone. And I think we can use a little something extra in here. I love garden art, and I love putting little special things in my containers. So today, I'm going to put a little ceramic welcome sign. And I think this will make a great cool weather plant to put out by my front door for spring in Cincinnati, Ohio. I photographed a lot of our hellebores in the garden. And today it's about the 12th of April, and I think they're about their peak for us in the garden right now. And look at all the different varieties of daffodils. Now some people might say, what's the difference between a narcissus and a daffodil? The answer is none. Narcissus is the genus for the common word daffodil. So when you see all of these daffodils, they're all narcissus or daffodils, even the pure white ones. Some people use the word jonquil. Well, that applies to a lot of the yellow varieties. And here you can see all the different kinds that we have in the garden. I love this one, the big yellow ones. Who wouldn't like this one? It almost looks like a scrambled egg. And then one of my favorites is the double daffodil. How fluffy that is. But this is an example of some beautiful cool weather plants that are blooming in Cincinnati. Here are a few other cool weather plants that you might want to try. Snapdragons. Of course, the miniature daffodils. Pansies. Dianthus. Cabbage. And I can't wait for my tulips to bloom. Happy gardening!